Hi everyone. Good evening all of you. Good evening. Hope you are all doing well. So now we'll be continuing our discussion on this engineering mechanics gate PYQs, right? Because in the engineering mechanics, civil engineering gate PYQs are lesser, but mechanical engineering PYQs are very higher. And we'll be discussing the combined mechanical and civil questions, you can say, so that it will be useful for mechanical people as well as for the civil people, you can say, right? So now coming to this. All of you, welcome to Unacademy. Let's crack it, right? Everyone is ready to crack, all of you? Everyone ready to crack or not ready to crack, right? Everyone be ready to crack, all of you, right? So now, what is the referral code you have to use always whenever you are subscribing to the Pleasant Iconic courses? RP Civil Live is the referral code you have to use always, okay? Everyone, RP Civil Live is the referral code only you have to use, right? Share this referral code with your friends also to use this code RP Civil Live. And this is my profile. So that my profile link is pinned just below this video. Unacademy Acad Gate and ESE Civil is pinned that blue color background and yellow color pinning is there. You just click on that and you will be following my profile, you can say. So what is the you can say if you just right? This is my profile data, right? These are all the subjects I'll be taking in Unacademy, and so I'll be adding which one? This general aptitude also I'll be taking if you just observe. General aptitude, if you just observe that subject also I'll be taking, right? Now coming to this, these are the plus courses going on, everyone. If you just observe what are these plus courses? Full length course on the surveying every day at 8:15 to this 10:15 p.m. it is going on Monday to Saturday, and a complete course on this general aptitude, that is only general aptitude 1, right? So 3 parts are there in this general aptitude. One is your verbal aptitude, that is reasoning, you can say verbal. Other one is your quantitative or numerical, and third one is your spatial aptitude, right? These are the 3 parts you are having, and I'll be discussing in this course only the quantitative aptitude, right? Once this course is over now, next I'll be discussing about this verbal aptitude as well as this spatial aptitude, if you just do that, right? Once it is done, okay? So that 1 p.m. to this 2:30 p.m. the classes will be there, right? 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. to the 2:30 p.m. You'll be having these classes, if you just observe, you can say, right? Every day, right? 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday to Saturday only will be there. Sunday it will be holiday, you can say, everyone, okay? Right. So this GATE PYQs also, GATE PYQs of transportation engineering is going on. When it is going on, 12th July have started at 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. every day it will be happening. Monday to Friday only, and Saturday Sunday I'll be taking some other subject, if you just observe, right? So GATE PYQ series of this engineering mechanics. So 13th July it has started, and 25th July it will go up to, right, in YouTube, right? This is in YouTube. So every day that Monday to Thursday the classes will be from 4:30 p.m. to this 5 p.m. you can say, right? These are ongoing, right? So these are the 2 GATE PYQ classes are going on now. So you know about me. So now at present this wonderful offer is going on, all of you. Don't miss this offer. That is Unlock 20 offer, right? So when you are subscribing to any course, right, whatever the course you are having, so ask your friends to subscribe and juniors to subscribe, and your schoolmates, college mates, and everybody, right? Whatever the course you are subscribing for, you will be using the referral code RPC Live, and you will get this 20% discount, right? So don't miss this offer, all of you. It will be available up to this July 22nd only, and price hike is also going to happen, right? So don't miss this, everyone. So use the referral code RPC Live, right? What is the referral code you have to use? RPC Live is the referral code you have to use, everyone, right? Before the price hike is happening, subscribe. So all India mock test, that HPCL exam, for this HPCL exam all India mock test we are going to conduct. It will be there on July 24th at 12 p.m. So these are all the features of this one, right? 150 minutes time, and 170 questions will be there, and no negative marking you are having, right? And there is no negative marking. So what is that? RP Civil Live is a referral code you have to use, right, when you are enrolling for this, right? You can find the link for enrollment in the description of this video. So existing, actually the present new subscribers will be getting these printed notes, iconic subscribers, but existing Pleasant iconic subscribers also get this printed notes by subscribing to this printed notes using the referral code RPC Live, everyone. So these are the advantages of going for this iconic subscription, and this is a fee difference between the Pleasant iconic, right? And what is that? Whenever you are taking this iconic, right, that 1:1 live interaction session will be there. So every month 2 sessions will be there if you just observe, right? These are all the features of this 1:1 live mentoringship. Okay, so this is the difference between the features of this Plus and Iconic. You subscribe, you just observe whichever the requirement is there for you. According to that you select Plus or Iconic, right? Now, so 0% EMI option is also available with Unacademy. Those who are for those who are unable to pay the entire fee at a time, if you just observe. Okay, so this Lakshya batch started on which one? This is July 7th, and this Pragati batch also started on which one? This is July 7th, right? Use the referral code RPCVLA and subscribe to the Plus and Iconic courses, everyone. Okay, right? So this is a fee structure and use the referral code, right? Now coming to our discussion, coming to our today's discussion, right? What is it? Today's discussion, if you just observe, continuation of this, right? That we are discussing about this topic of friction, na, everyone. So this 21 questions we have done, na? 21 questions of engineering mechanics we have done, and this is your which one? This is lecture 7 on GATE PYQs of this engineering mechanics friction 3, 20th July 2022, right? So 21 questions are done. Now tell me, this is your 22nd question, right? Question number 22nd, and it is of which one, if you just observe? This is for this GATE 2021, right? The GATE 2021 civil engineering, right? I told you na yesterday we'll be discussing one civil question also. GATE 2021 civil engineering set 1. So set 1 means forenoon session, you can see. It is civil engineering question we are having, right? So right, solve this question and write your option of you. I'll be just waiting for your option, everyone. Just solve the question and write your option, everyone, all of you. Solve the question and write your option. Somebody solve it, or directly should I solve? So this is block N and wedge M is there, right? So both are there, and you are asked to identify something. You just find out what is asked in the question. Somebody solve this and tell me. Okay, I'll be solving it, right? Because many questions are there and time available is less than. I'll be solving it. Don't worry, right? Meanwhile, you just check it with your solution. A wedge M and a block N are subjected to forces P and Q as shown in the figure, right? So this is a force Q acting on this block N and a force P is acting on this wedge M, if you just observe, right? So that surface friction, right? Internal surface friction between these two will be 0.2. If the force P is sufficiently large, right? The force P is very much higher, sufficiently large, then the block N can be raised, right? So whenever this wedge is moving in this left hand side direction, what happens? So whenever it is moving in the left hand side direction, right, this block will be rising, this block will be moving in the upward direction, right? So the weights of this wedge and block are negligible compared to the forces P and Q. So the weights are not given. If weights also given, then it would have become more complex, right? The coefficient of friction along the inclined surface between the wedge and the block is 0.2. All other surfaces are frictionless, right? This is your friction. This surface is frictionless and this surface is frictionless, you consider, right? The wedge angle is your 30 degree, right? This is the angle at which the wedge is placed, that is your 30 degree given. The limiting force P in terms of this Q required for implementing the motion of this block N, right? So to move the block in the upward direction, just to move it in the upward direction, given as this P is equal to that alpha into Q, right? So that we need to apply this P force such that P force will try to move this block N in the upward direction, right? So what is the value of this P in terms of Q? P equal to Q times alpha. So what is that alpha we have to select, right? Then the value of this coefficient alpha rounded up to this 1 decimal place is, right? How much it is you are asked to identify, right? So can you solve this, everyone? So you are asked to identify this force P which will be sufficient enough to move this block N in the upward direction. To move this block N in the upward direction, how much amount of force is required, if you just observe, right? Now coming to this wedge, let us say this is your wedge you are having. let us say this is your wedge, right? What is this angle? If you just observe, this angle will be 30 degrees, and this angle will be 30 degrees now. This angle will be 30 degrees if you just observe, right? And what is that you are having? You can say that friction, right? Here that is your friction acting now. So no, here this is your friction acting, right? Because force P is acting in this left hand side direction, means it is causing movement of this wedge in the left hand side direction. So friction must be opposing that now. Friction must be acting in the right hand side direction, right? So what is that friction? Let us say this is your F2 something, right? F something, right? What is that friction? F, coefficient of friction mu into that normal reaction n, yes or no? So let us say this is your normal reaction, right? Do we know this normal reaction, or we don't know this normal reaction? We do not know this normal reaction. This is your wedge m na, this is your wedge m, right? And if you consider this block n, when you consider this block n, right, what is happening for this block n? If you just say, right, like this you are having this block n, na, like this you are having this block, and for this, right, what is the angle you are having, right? This is your normal reaction, so this is in the downward direction, means that side it will be in the upward direction, that is your normal reaction, you can say, is not? And with respect to this horizontal, right, what is the angle made by this? It is your 30 degree, na? It is your 30 degree, right? And what is the F? You can say same coefficient of friction into that normal reaction only, now coefficient of friction into that normal reaction only, right? What is the Q? If you just observe that Q will be acting in the vertically downward direction, right? So here that is n we are taking, and because of this surface 3 one reaction, and because of this bottom surface 1 also one more reaction you will be getting, na? This is surface 2 is a contact. So because of this, which one? This is surface 1. Because of this surface 1, right, what is it you are getting? Let us say that is your n1. And because of this surface 3, let us say you will be getting that reaction here. What is that you can say? That is your n3. Surface 3 we have mentioned now. And here n2 you take it, right? n2 you take it, and f2 you take it, right? Mu into n2, right? Because we are giving the name as second surface, na? So now we are giving the name as this second surface, right? So this is just surface number 2. So normal reaction 2 we can take it. Okay, right. So then when you are taking it, right, if you just apply this sigma Fy equal to 0 on this, whenever you are applying this sigma Fy equal to 0, right, what is the sigma Fy equal to 0? So this is 30 degree, means, right, this vertical is your 30 degree, na? So no, this vertical will be your 30 degree, right? Because angle by the horizontal and this inclined is equal to angle between the perpendicular lines, right? Perpendicular to horizontal is vertical, perpendicular to this inclined is normal, right? This is your 30 degree, and with respect to this horizontal, right, what is it you are having then? 60 degree you will be having now with respect to horizontal. So then here also with respect to the horizontal it will be having this 60 degree if you just observe, right? So sigma Fy equal to 0 if you just observe, sigma Fy equal to 0 if you apply, what is that you can say? This is your n2 vertically upward force, na? N2 at this surface if you just observe, n2, what is that you can say? That n2 sin 60 or cos 30, both are same, na? N2 sin 60, and this friction is there, na? So what are the components of this friction? You can say the component of the friction, right? Here the friction is in the upward direction, means here friction will be in the downward direction, yes or no? Here friction will be in the downward direction, right? For this if you just observe, right, so components like this, it is downward, so this is upward positive, and this is downward means minus, na, right? Minus, what is that you can say? That F2 into what is that? F2 into this is sin 30, na? F2 into that sin 30, and because it is 30, right, this angle is your 30, na? So F2 into this sin 30 you can say, right? F2 into this sin 30, right? This is your 30, and this component is your cosine, and this vertical component is sin 30, right? And what is that you can say? Q is also downward now, so minus Q is equal to 0. So therefore, right, what is that n2 we have to substitute, all of you? What is the n2 we have to substitute? We do not know this n2, right? How much you will be getting this? This F2 is nothing but your 0.2 times this n2, na? Yes or no? 0.2 times this n2, or not? Coefficient of friction is given as your 0.2 times, and a normal reaction is n2. Then if you simplify this, right, what is that Q we are getting, everyone? Q is equal to that 0.766 n2. 0.766 times this n2, right? From this you are getting, right? And from this right hand side if you just observe it, what is it you are getting? You can say sigma Fx equal to 0 from this diagram if you are applying, right? Because P is in terms of P is horizontal, na? So that is why we are applying the sigma Fx 0. There Q is vertical, na? So we have applied sigma Fy 0. Here sigma Fx equal to 0 if you just observe, apply, right? What are the two components of this friction? One like this, one like this, right? So here what is that you can say? that is your 60 and this is your 30 na. This is your 30 na with respect to horizontal, right? What is it you can say now? So this is with respect to horizontal. For this F2 it is 30 you can say, right? So cosine horizontal angle, right hand side. So right hand side means plus that F2 into which one? This is cos 30, and this N2 one component is like this right side, one component is vertical downward, right? So this is right side only, no? Right side means what is it you can say? Plus only, right? Plus this N2 into which one? This cos 60 na, N2 into this cos 60, right? This is your 60, right? And other one is 30, right? And what is it you can say? P is left hand side na, so minus this P is equal to 0, right? And if we just substitute that F2, right? How can you substitute that F2? You can say that F2 you can substitute it as which one? This is 0.2 times this N2 na. And here we will get this P also in terms of this one or not? N2 or not? P is also how much? 0.67 times this N2 when you simplify it, right? So now what is that you are asked to identify? P by Q na? So that P is equal to how much, everyone? That P by Q is equal to how much, everyone? P by Q is equal to that alpha na? So no, P by Q is equal to that alpha or not? P by Q is equal to that alpha, right? What is that you can say? P is nothing but your 0.67 N2 divided by this. What is the Q if you just observe? 0.766 into. So how much it comes to be? Approximately that comes to be this is 0.9 na? That alpha comes to be 0.9, right? Is that clear? Just simply applying this sigma fx 0 and sigma fy 0, right? Are you applying anything else? Nothing else you apply, right? So this much a simple question you have got in which one? This civil engineering, right? Paper 2021 civil engineering set 1 paper it is, right? Like that. So this is the first question and the latest question on the friction. So that means you can expect questions from this friction further, okay? And like that. Is that clear? The 22nd question, right? This is your 23rd question if you just observe it. 23rd question you can say, right? So everyone try to solve this 23rd question, all of you. Anyone? So this is a GATE Mechanical Engineering 2014 set 1 question, right? 2014 set 1 question if you just observe, right? Shall I solve it directly? Otherwise, everyone? Okay. 2. This is your 3. 4th slide. So what is that you are having if you just observe, right? What is that? A block weighing 200 newtons, right? Weight of this block is 200 newtons, is in contact with a level plane whose coefficient of static and kinetic frictions are, static friction is 0.4 and kinetic friction is your which one? This 0.2, right? Static and kinetic both frictions are given na? Kinetic means it is related to motion, right? Static means it is not related to motion. The block is acted upon by a horizontal force in newtons, that P is equal to that 10 tons. That P is equal to which one? This is 10 tons you can say. Where T denotes the time in seconds, right? 10T, sorry, 10T, T is the time in seconds, right? It is related to this time. The velocity in meter per second of this block attained after 10 seconds is, right? After 10 seconds, what is the velocity of this block you are asked to identify, right? How can you get that, everyone? If you just observe. That a normal reaction, right? What is that normal reaction you can say? So this is your block of this 200, which one? Block of this 200 newtons na? That block of which one? This 200 newtons or not? That block of this 200 newtons, right? What is the N you can say? N is nothing but your mg na? So because that weight is given as 200 newtons, that weight is equal to that normal reaction, right? Whatever the weight downward you are having, that is equal to that normal reaction mg, yes na? So what is that? Mg, right? What is that you can say if you just observe that N equal to mg is equal to how much? 200 newtons, right? You keep that point in mind. And what is that? Fs is static friction. That static friction, Fs means what? Static friction maximum. That the maximum static friction possible is what? Static coefficient of friction into this normal reaction. And what is the static coefficient of friction given? 0.4 is the static coefficient of friction given na? So that 0.4 is the static coefficient of friction given if you just observe, right? Yes na? So kinetic coefficient of friction is 0.2 mu k, right? So what is that you can say? 0.4 into that normal reaction will be 200, right? How much it comes to be? That is your 80 newtons na? 80 newtons is the maximum static frictional force possible, all of you, right? Static frictional force maximum value possible is your 80 newtons, if you just say, right? So now up to 8 seconds, right? What is the given? A block weighing 20 newtons is in contact with that. The block is acted upon by a horizontal force in newtons, that P is equal to 10T. P is equal to which one? This is 10T. So 10T means, right, what is it? You can say static. It is in static means static friction we are considering means no motion. Whenever there is a motion, you will consider it as kinetic friction. So if you just observe it, that F static maximum will be equal to which one? This is P na. What is the P? You can say that P. What is the P? 10 into that T na. So then what is it? You can say, if you just observe that P is in newtons na. So this is your 80 newtons, right? 80 newtons. 80 newtons is equal to which one? That 10 times this T, right? So static will be dominating up to which one? Right? This implies that T is equal to 8 seconds, right? The T is in seconds na. So this implies up to 8 seconds, right? Up to first 8 seconds static friction is only dominating na. So static friction is only dominating means, right, what does it mean? No motion na. No motion, right? No motion will be there, right? So now 10 seconds it is motion having na. After velocity after 10 seconds we have to calculate it. So therefore 8 to 10 seconds there is a motion na. 8 to 10 seconds motion is there, right? Motion is there, right? Motion is there, right? So now tell me, what is that Fk? If you just observe kinetic friction, it is your kinetic coefficient of friction into this normal reaction. And what is it? You can say kinetic coefficient of friction is your 0.2, and what is that normal reaction? 200. So 0.22 into 200 is which one? This is 40 newtons, right? 40 newtons is the kinetic frictional force, right? So now tell me, what is that average applied force? What is the average applied force from which one? 8 to 10 seconds na. That 8 to 10 seconds, right? Because that kinetic is from 8 to 10 only, no. So 8 seconds means what is that? You can say that P at 8 seconds, right? P at T equal to 8 is which one? This 10 into that 8 is equal to that 80 newtons, right? And P at 10 equal T equal to that 10 seconds is what? That 10 into 10 is equal to this 100 newtons. If you just observe, right? 100 newtons, you can say, right? So what is that average applied force? 80 newtons at the 8 seconds and 100 newtons at the 10th second divided by this two, right? What is that average value? You can say that is your 90 newtons na. 90 newtons, if you just observe, right? So this is the average applied force during the motion condition at this 8th to which one? This 9th seconds, if you just observe, right? At this 8th to 9th seconds, right? What is it you are having? At this 8th to this 9th second, you will be having which one, everyone? You will be having this average force of which one? This 90 newtons na. Average force of this 90 newtons we are having, you can say, right? Now what is that average resultant force? This is your 5th slide. Then tell me, what is that average resultant force? Average resultant force is what? Equal to average applied force. Average applied force kinetic, right? Average applied force kinetic friction. Force minus average applied force minus this kinetic friction. Yes, na? What is the average applied force? If you just observe, average applied force from 8 to 10th seconds, it is 90 newtons we have selected na. Minus this kinetic friction is what? 40 newtons na. So that is equal to that 50 newtons, if you just observe, right? So now what is the average acceleration, everyone? What is the average acceleration, everyone? That average acceleration is equal to which one? So that 50 newtons, that 50 divided by 50 into this 9.81, right? 50 into which one? This 9.81 divided by this 200, right? Yes, na? So then what is it you are getting? Because mg na, son, what is the average acceleration you are getting, everyone? All of you. What is the average acceleration? Because so how we have got this? If you just observe, average acceleration A is equal to which one? This that average resultant force, right? Average resultant force. Let us say that R is a symbol we are giving, right? That average resultant force R divided by this mass, right? What is the mass? You can say mass is nothing but your, so that you can say it as 50 is the average resultant force now divided by this mass, right? What is the mass? 200 newtons divided by this 9.81 is the mass of this block now. So then you are sending the 9.81 to the top, you will be getting something, right? So how much is that you are getting, everyone? That is your acceleration, you can say it. That is your acceleration, right? What is the acceleration if you just observe? What is the acceleration if you just observe, everyone? Okay, this much you keep it as it is, right? 50 into which one? This is 9.81 divided by this 200, right? Meter per second square. This much acceleration. But what is it asked? Velocity is asked in the question. Therefore, what is the velocity? You can say that velocity will be equal to that acceleration into time. Velocity is equal to which one? What is the velocity? Or if you just observe that, right? What is the relation you are having? First of all, v is equal to that u plus 80. That v is equal to that u plus 80. What is the initial velocity? In the initial condition, it is stopped now. So acceleration is what? 50 into this 9.81 divided by this 200 is the acceleration into what is that, you can say time, right? How much time? 2 seconds na. 8th second to 10th second means 2 seconds, right? So then how much it comes to be? 4.9 meter per second is the velocity you are having, right? At the 10th second velocity, final velocity na. So this is a velocity at this 10th seconds na. 10th seconds, okay? Because the velocity at the 10th second is only asked in the question na. The velocity of this block attained after 10 seconds, right? It is 4.9 meter per second, right? Option B is the correct one. Everyone, it is clear? All of you? Everyone, it is clear, everyone? It is clear, all of you? Right, 23 and 24th question we'll say, right? This is your question number 24. Okay, we'll solve this question and we'll stop friction. Right? So what is it you are having, you can say, everyone? Right, tell me how much? So what is that? A block R, right? There is a block R which is present above of mass 100 grams is placed on a block S of this mass 150 kg, right? So 100 kg, not grams. So R is placed on this S shown in the figure, right? Block R tied to the right, tied to the wall, right? R is tied to the wall, right? It is fixed by massless and inextensible string PQ, right? String means what? That wire. If the coefficient of static friction for this all surfaces is 0.4, right? This surface and this surface, for all the surfaces, coefficient of friction is 0.4. Static friction means, is there any motion? No motion you have to consider because it is static friction only mentioned, right? The minimum force F, right? This is the force F you are asked to identify, right? The minimum force F needed to move to the block S is, right? To move this block S, what is it? Friction, what is the force you have to apply, right? So means that force has to resist this, overcome or this resist this frictional force now. If you just observe, so this is a frictional force you will be having, right? That frictional force and this frictional force, right? Both the bottom frictional forces it has to resist. So what is it you are having? Weight. What is the weight you are having? So if you just say, whenever you are having this, right, a block S, you have to move this block S now. You have to move this block S by means of this force F, right? At the top, what is the friction you are having? That is static friction mu S into, right? What is the weight above that? That normally action is nothing but your weight of this R block only now. And here, what is that you can say? At this S, so coefficient of friction into which one? Coefficient of friction, static friction into what? What is the normally action? Here the normally action is equal to weight of this block S plus this weight of this block R na. So weight of this S block plus this weight of this block R, right? So now what is it you can say? So that F must be equal to which one? So to move this block should be greater than or equal to which one? This two frictions it has to overcome na. Mu S into that WR plus which one? That mu S into that WS plus this WR, right? Weight of this R, right? So now if you just observe it, what is it F? It should be greater than or equal to how much? Mu S is what? Coefficient of friction is 0.4 now. 0.4 into that. So how can you write this? This should be greater than or equal to that mu S into, how can you write this? 2 times that WR plus this WS, right? What is it? 2 times that WR? 2 times that weight of this R is what? 100. 2 times this 100 2 times this 100 and 2 times this 100 plus that is your mass only, but you convert it into weight, plus 1 time what is that, you can say weight of this is 150 into 9.81, right? Because that mass you have to convert into newtons now. Then what is the F should be greater than or equal to, that F should be greater than or equal to how much? 1373.4 newtons, right? If you are applying this much amount of force F now, so it can overcome this top friction and bottom friction and it will start moving, right? So 1373 means how much? 1.37 kilonewton. It is asked in the question kilonewtons now. Minimum force F in kilonewtons, right? Which option is correct now? Option D will be the correct answer if you just observe everyone. Is that clear? Is it clear everyone? So that is how we are having, you can see if you just observe, right? Is that clear everyone? Right? So like that you are having, right? We'll be closing the session now, and with this the questions on this friction gets over, right? So civil engineering only one question was there in 2021. So mechanical engineering questions are very tough questions, right? So try to go through this mechanical engineering questions as well as civil people also. Okay, right? I'll be closing the session. Thank you all of you. Have a good day. Please subscribe to our channel, Unacademy Acad channel, and share that PDF. I'll be sharing the PDF in community. Don't worry, after the entire PYQs of this engineering mechanics gets over, I'll be sharing it. You like, share and comment, right?